Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nomveliso. Today I'm going to be presenting different ways of learning and teaching in higher education. Then I'm going to critically discuss between the two, but then firstly, let me start with the traditional way of teaching and learning. The traditional way of teaching and learning has been a core in education specifically. It has been there for years before technology has crept on and took over. But then it has been showing some, I would say, some disadvantages in terms of how effective it is on learners. This kind of learning and teaching, it is mostly characterized by the teacher taking control of the whole learning process. The teacher is the one to give like guidance, give directions of how learning should be done and maybe which direction should it go to. The traditional way, it's mostly the teacher is actually regarded as a knower in the whole learning process, whereas the learners would be very passive, listening and believing whatever the teacher is saying in class. But then one advantage I would say of amongst the other, then I would say one advantage of traditional learning is that as much as the teacher is the knower, then learners rely upon him to rule and control the whole learning process. It actually encourages learners to rely on the teacher. It encourages dependence. It encourages laziness amongst learners because they know that the teacher is going to be there, then it's going to facilitate everything, it's going to do research and bring them to class. So learners are just in a relaxed mode. So it doesn't actually give them, I'd say, a platform or a chance to explore and be better in whatever they are learning in university, which now will take us and bring us to one core issue. Because as we all know here that the main focus or the main aim of learners to study in universities and probably get their degrees is for them to get better employment opportunities. But then looking at the traditional ways of learning and teaching in higher education, we are not sure of that being achievable, because remember, those are the kinds of learners who have been relying to the teacher for a very long time, whereas then the job market will need them to be more like proactive, more, I'd say, more independent, because now it's really not like in the institution, in the university where they've been. So it will bring a huge challenge upon learners, because remember that there's a very huge competition out there. You need to know your story. You need to be trained from the university days on how to be independent, how to do your own research, how to use the technological tools. Though we are not saying actually that the traditional way of teaching and learning should be eliminated and be done with, No, we are not saying that, but we need a cooperation between the two. We need to incorporate actually the modern ways into the traditional ways so that we enhance this learning process. Because remember, this is all about our learners. So if we improve them, it means we're giving our learners a better chance of getting better employment out there. Let's look then on the modern ways. The modern ways of learning and facilitation, I would say they are more effective in terms of encouraging the learner to take control of this process of learning. The learner is, because number one, I would say the world is evolving very much and very quickly, and institutions of higher learning should also move with times. So that is why I suggest that technology should also be part of the learning process in higher education. So that if the learners then graduate and then move away from the institution to look for employment, then there will be, at least, there will be amongst them, I'd say, the pool of candidates looking for employment in terms of competitiveness, because they will be able to use the tools, the gadgets, then computers, laptops, all of those. So one important thing that I would like to mention about the modern ways of learning and teaching is that they somehow took the responsibility of teaching away from the teacher and upon the shoulders of learners. They own up to their education. They know exactly that they are the ones to go out, search, do research, then search. Because, for example, I would say a teacher would give them a research project, and it's upon every learner to go out, source out information, find more research articles to support what has been learned in the class. So in that way, learners learn to be independent. Learners learn to construct their own knowledge in a way that best suits them. They are able to analyze information, which is what actually is needed, because we cannot have learners graduating from universities while they can't even analyze a simple statement. But then with modern ways of learning and teaching, it actually gives them that opportunity.